Hey peeps, we are back. We are talking Love After Lockup, Love During Lockup, Season 4, Episode 25. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. So the episode starts off with Justine and Michael. So it's the wedding day and she's very excited. She's getting prepped, getting her hair done, getting her dress ready. We find out once she is dressed that she wasted those people's time at the bridal shop. She is wearing something that she probably purchased from Fashion Nova, Shein, or your local Walmart, which is just fine for me because I thought she could have went in there and got married in a pair of jeans and a t-shirt. You know, she keeps saying that he's going to be let out of jail in 61 days. And I thought, this just doesn't make sense to me. If this is not the wedding that you always dreamed of, it's definitely not the wedding that his family dreamed of or her parents dreamed of. Why can't you wait 62 days for this dude to get out of jail and then just get married at your local justice of the peace, wear whatever dress you want to wear, he can wear whatever he wants to wear, and then all the family can be there to participate. We find out that they haven't seen each other since April of 2020, and they only had 21 visits where they actually saw each other before that. So they have never really known each other outside of jail. And the fact that she already has 3 children, he's got 3 or 4 children, and then you are about to marry somebody that you have never met outside of jail, it just does not make sense to me. Not in my world. On the way to prison for the wedding, Michael's mom is really just not here for this wedding. She's throwing out all of these thoughts that she has. And I thought it's really weird that she seemed to be the one who introduced them. And she was okay with them dating. She's just not okay with them getting married. She was pretty much letting her know all of these apprehensions that she has regarding this wedding, including the fact that he is a player, that he is a budding rapper, that he will be doing all these performances and there will be women all over the place. I think she's trying to give Justine some things to think about, hoping that she may be able to stop this wedding. And Justine makes some kind of comment about she'll be able to travel with him or something when he goes to Miami, and her mom lets her know, I don't think so. Who's going to watch all these kids? You're going to need to be at home with these kids. She says, well, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it, but it's a bridge I'm not planning to cross. No, ma'am, you're going to cross that bridge every single time that he has some sort of performance. The fact that the storyline just seems to be just that, a true storyline and not fact, considering that I'm hearing that this guy was not scheduled to be out of jail in 61 days and that he is still in jail and that he has several years left before he's going to get out of jail. It just seems to me that somebody wanted to get famous and somebody wanted a check. So they called the WeTV people, the Love After Lockup people, and they said, oh, okay, we can bring you on the show, which is wasting people's time. I haven't truly figured out what is wrong with Justine, but she is off in a lot of ways. I am pretty sure that there is some therapist watching the show who can diagnose her, but something is off. Melissa and Louie. Honey, I cannot. Melissa is over the moon. She is at the airport. She is flying to Georgia. She is finally going to get to see Louie, her high school crush. The woman is delusional as hell. She really is. She is 39 years old, according to her birth certificate. But according to her mental health, she is 16 years old and she is still in high school. She says that she's supposed to see Louie the next day. However, she feels that she should at least be able to show up on this man's job to see him because she did come all this way. Now, this guy is out on work release. He is staying at some transition center, which he's allowed to have a cell phone. He's in his own room. There's no cells, but he has to go to work and come back from work. He's not supposed to have people visiting him while he's at work. The man is technically still a prisoner. You know what I mean? She gets there, jumps out of the car, and she's got a pair of binoculars. I said, now wait a damn minute. Who is traveling with binoculars? Bird watchers and stalkers? Ma'am, Ma'am, listen, she is a stage 12 clinger. Something is wrong with her. Listen, she's a fatal attraction type. This is ridiculous. She jumps out the car. She's watching him through the binoculars. Then she calls him to let him know that she is outside of his job. He tells her, this is not a good idea. I don't think you should be out here. She is flashing her boobs to him and the rest of his co-workers who happen to be outside on the loading docks. This lady, you know what? She's the girl from high school that nobody noticed, that no one was checking for. And now she has gotten older, but she still thinks that she's in high school. And all of a sudden, the popular guy is interested in her. It's giving embarrassing. I am suffering secondhand embarrassment. Thing is, while she's out there with her binoculars trying to see him, I'm thinking to myself, if you really do care about this guy, with you being as grown as you are, you should realize that you are putting him in jeopardy of going back to real prison. You're not supposed to be there. He's not supposed to have visitors. Now here she is sitting across the street from his job with a whole camera crew and binoculars, flashing her boobs. It's just beyond delusional. Then they show her going over to him after he told her that she's not supposed to be there. She walks over to him, and then all of a sudden it shows her back, and it says 20 minutes later, she's talking about, we just made out. He grabbed my ass and pulled my pants down, but we didn't do anything. I ran out with my sweater around my neck. Girl, get the hell off of those people's property before they call the police and have you arrested. Instead of you just waiting to see him the next day, you just had to push the envelope. Something is wrong with her, and she definitely needs to be sitting on someone's couch a couple of days a week, and they need to prescribe something. Emily and Dari. So Emily gets a phone call from some guy named Smoke, who says that he is the former inmate, roommate of her boyfriend Dari, and he tells her that he's stopping by to pick up some money from her. And of course she says, hell no, and how did you get my phone number? Now that is number one. As soon as I heard from Dari, listen, why the hell are you giving out my phone number to your inmate friends? That's one thing we don't do. And you sure as hell better not have given out my address. Now this relationship between her and Dari seems very fake and phony to me. She doesn't really seem like she cares about this guy at all. To me, it seems that it's more important for her to con him and to steal his money. And she keeps talking about this power of attorney. His money is her money, but that's extremely illegal. His money is not your money. His money is his money, and he's allowing you to help him make decisions about his money. You are in fact stealing his money, which is illegal, and you're admitting to it on national television. I don't know what it is about her, but out of all the inmates on here, I like her less than them. You know what I mean? There's something about her that rubs me the wrong way. She seems to be a con artist. And every time she's got that creepy smile on her face, it just reads, I'm a real scammer. But I just want her to know that karma is a real bitch. And then she also made that comment that if she finds out that Smoke is doing anything illegal, she's going to be happy to turn him in and have him arrested again. Girl, you're playing with fire and you're living dangerously. You're playing around with this convict's money, and then you just said on national TV that you'd be willing to throw Smoke back in jail if you found out about any illegal activities. Girl, listen, what you need to do is keep yourself in school and get off this television program and stop all dealings with inmates. Because when this dude finally gets out of jail and he finds out how you've been spending his money, you are in for some trouble. Now I will say this, if Smoke ever showed up at my house requesting money, all he would find was some bullets in his ass. Because don't show up at my house uninvited. Number one, I don't know you. Number two, I didn't give you my phone number or my address. And hell no, you're not getting any money. Okay, show up over here at your own risk. Emily, pull yourself together and get your life right. Let go of the inmates because you are not ready. You think that you can handle this, but believe me, you cannot. And I absolutely 100% believe that whatever this business opportunity Smoke was talking about is highly illegal. Boy, you're going to end up back in jail anyway. But still, Emily, you better go on somewhere. Jessica and Dustin. So we see Jessica and her daughter Bailey getting together. They are taking a road trip from Jacksonville, Florida, where they live, to Tennessee to meet Dustin's family. She lets us know that in her first marriage, There was no hugging, no kissing, and she wasn't even allowed to cry in their house. And I said, well, who the hell was she married to? And how the hell is it possible that that marriage lasted 15 years? That's ridiculous. I'm not going to stay married to someone who is not going to be affectionate, who is not going to allow me to express my human rights. I'm allowed to have regular emotions. Boy, get the fuck out of my house. I mean, it would have been over real quick. Then, of course, her second marriage, which she says was COVID induced, meaning, I don't know, she met somebody, they got locked in for quarantine, and then she married him, then he slept with one of her friends, and the marriage was over. Less than 9 months. Lord, this woman is so childish and immature. They take this road trip, and then she's looking at a house that she wants to purchase for her and Dustin. Now, first, I'm just going to say this. I really do not like to parent shame. I really don't, but I'm going to make an exception for Jessica. Honey, listen, you are a raggedy mess. You really are. You are bringing your daughter into this. You come off as the immature teenager, and your daughter is looking as if she is the mother. She is the one who has the sense in y'all's relationship. You are displaying so much irresponsibility. Bailey needs to run, okay? Back to her aunt, back to grandma, back to her daddy, because you are not setting a good example. You have quit a job that you worked for 13 years, and now you're moving somewhere where you don't know anybody to be close to his family, where you're going to purchase a house up to $300,000 using your 401k money for a jailbird who is 16 years younger than you, and then you want your 17-year-old daughter to move in and live with you when she is 10 years younger than him, and I would be concerned and nervous about this. These are real bad moves that you are making. Jessica totally has life switched up. The roles are reversed here. Even on the road trip, her daughter was driving and she's sitting in the passenger side whining and talking about this prison relationship, while her daughter is driving the car, rolling her eyes and thinking, what the hell is wrong with my mom? And you done went out here, quit your job, bought your own engagement ring, tattooed your entire belly with this dude's name, and now you out here dragging your daughter on an 8-hour road trip to look at houses in BFE to use your 401k money. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I need you to actually go see somebody. You should be sitting on the couch somewhere. Bailey says it again. She said, listen, my mom is moving way too fast. You usually date somebody, then you get engaged for a while, and then you both go out and look for a house together. This dude is still behind the walls. This makes no sense. And she keeps making these comments that he's not going to go back to jail. He's not going to do anything else. Why would he? Then she makes the comment that she's the first woman that he has ever dated that actually has a job and a career and a credit score. And she's hoping that all of that will make him settle down. That sounds like a mama. You know what I mean? Girl. He is not about to settle down for you. He is going to live at your house. He is going to enjoy it until he meets somebody younger than you who is about the same lifestyle he is about, and then he's going to leave you. You are acting like a complete child. Grow all the way to hell up, Jessica. This is out of control. Chelsea and Mikey. So Chelsea's dad shows up at her house and he says that she hasn't answered his last few text messages. He's trying to get her to come to the door because, she can't hear him knocking at the door, but she can, see the text messages and know to come to the door. She sees his text message and she responds that she's feeling sad. Go home. I said, I don't know what kind of relationship she has with her parents, but you best believe if I showed up at my son's apartment and he told me that he's feeling sad, go home, somebody is getting told the hell off. I'm not leaving. Okay. And you best believe I am not going to be able to tell my parents to go on home. That's not about to happen. And same thing with her. Her dad just kept knocking on that door till she finally came to the door. She explains to us that her and Mikey used to talk 5 to 6 times a day. And when she told him that her dad wanted to meet him by, over the phone, that's when she got the text message from his sister saying he had this mini stroke. So you mean to tell me that you talk to him 5 or 6 times a day, and then all of a sudden he finds out your dad wants to talk to him? He ghosts you like this? Mini stroke my ass. Then she lets her dad know that she received an email from his friend saying that he was still in the hospital, but he didn't know which hospital he was in. But as soon as he gets additional information, he'll get back to her. Her dad said, I'm not here for any of this bullshit. I'm going to go straight to the source. So he calls the Department of Corrections, the jail, and he asks. When the dad calls the jail, the man answering the phone at the jail said, I've had it with this bullshit. He tells all the deets. He says, listen, we've been getting calls all day asking about this guy. Some woman called. She wants to know about him. He is absolutely fine. There is no stroke. This man has not had a stroke. He said when he wants to call, he will call. And the dad said, well, what woman? He said, I don't know who the woman is, but her and her daughter have been calling to see how he's doing. Okay, this is all a big lie. Big pile of lies. This is a bunch of bullshit. Now listen, out of all these people on this show, I have said it before and I'm going to say it again. I like Chelsea. I do not want to see her hurt. I don't want to see her little boy hurt. I want her to let this go. She needs to meet somebody who is a decent human being, who is a decent person, who knows American Sign Language, who is willing to be honest with her and love her and respect her the same way she's willing to give love and respect. This woman does not deserve this shit. Her dad tells her that he's fine, but he doesn't get a chance to tell her the full story because she gets upset and she leaves. She goes over to her friend Beth's house and Beth asks her, she said, well, let me see this email that his friend sent you. She sees the email and Beth says, well, how did he get the password to his Jmail or JPal or JPay? I don't know nothing about the jail system, people. Anyway, she says, I don't know. Maybe he gave him his information. She said, so he had time, Mr. I had a stroke, to give him the information to his email account so he could email you not once but twice, but he couldn't email you himself or reach out to you himself. Now listen, Chelsea, honey girl, listen. You have all the information you need. You have all the information that you require. You need to let this go. This woman needs to let this go. It's clear that her father knows the truth. Her best friend knows the truth. The friend that she works with at the hotel knows the truth. This dude is playing with you. He is wasting your time. Move on. Her dad has already shown you that he is not sick. Nothing happened to him. He is fine. He is in jail. I do need her dad to tell her the full story, though, because she's still not aware that there's another woman and a child that is actually calling and inquiring about him. She's talking about how her and Mikey have made all these long-term plans. No, you have made all these long-term plans, and he is just feeding you a bunch of bullshit to keep you supplying money on his account, accepting his phone calls. You know, inmates love communication. It's just unfortunate that most of the communications are lies. Now, this man is supposedly sick and in the hospital with a stroke, and he's communicating with everybody else but her. He was able to tell his family, allegedly, he was able to tell this prison inmate dude to reach out to you, but he wasn't able to reach out to you. Chelsea, listen, girl, let it go. You deserve real love and a real happy future for you and your son. It's not Mikey. Find somebody else. Ty and Hottie. So here we go with this woman again. We see her call Hottie's cousin and ask her to meet up. She says that she's got to go over to the cemetery, you know, for her job. And it happens to be the cemetery next to where Hottie's cousin works. And she says, why don't you meet me over there so we can have a little conversation? Now, listen, when the girl shows up, first of all, Ty is leaning up against someone's headstone. And she's got her foot up on the headstone. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That is highly disrespectful. You know, that's one thing that I hate about this storyline. Show people some respect. It's disrespect that we see in the funeral home. It's disrespectful at this cemetery too. Get your ass off those people's headstone. That is just ridiculous. Anyway, when the cousin shows up, tries to hug Ty, and Ty's like, no hugs today, or something. And then she asks her, was Hottie engaged to Boston? And the cousin, who is a straight up liar, you know, she's a straight up liar. And I don't even understand why Ty is talking to this lady. Okay, this lady's loyalty is obviously to her cousin, not to you. Okay, she is a liar. Let it go. Who you should be talking to, or better yet, shouldn't be talking to, is Hottie. Block him and move on to one of your other 762,000 inmates. Okay, you've got a whole diagram of all these dudes. You got a bed full of stuffed animals named after your inmate buddies. Just move on to the next inmate. Okay, this is ridiculous. The girl sits up there and tells these lies. Oh no, all she knows is he's engaged to Ty. She doesn't know anything about him being engaged to Boston. Oh, why would I deliver the ring to you and a ring to Boston? I would never do that. Then she tells the producers, because the producer says, are you telling the truth? Oh, yes. No, I gave the other ring back to his manager. I guess he's got a manager for this non-existent rap career. Anyway, I gave the ring to the manager. I thought that that was it. I don't know anything about him being engaged to Boston. Girl, you are a liar. A liar. Okay. Then she tells Ty that she should call Boston. I said, what? And then we have round number 2 with these clowns. Are you kidding me? These women are both idiots. There is no way in hell that I'm going to allow this man from prison to embarrass me down to the damn ground. I mean, she's embarrassing her damn self. Yeah, both of them, clowns. There are millions upon millions of men out here in these streets walking freely every day. And you can't find a dude who is free. Ty, listen, hun, you are hustling backwards. You are working hard, sending your good money to the prison system. I don't understand that. Damn it, I'm sick of this. Then by the time her and the cousin finish their conversation, then she's sitting on someone's tombstone. What? The disrespect just keeps coming. Hadi's cousin, ma'am, this is embarrassing for you. How much do you get for being on here? This is too much. You know, I don't know what cemetery that was. But if I watched Love During Lockup and seen her sitting on my grandfather's tombstone, there's no way in hell that WeTV would not have to pay me. You are going to pay me for the disrespect. And you're going to sign something to say that you're going to go out there every week for the next 7 weeks and you are going to wipe down that tombstone and plant some flowers out there and apologize to my granddaddy. Like, this is just ridiculous. These people just irritate me. I can't. Anyway, you guys, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.